Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, it's Monday, and you know what that means. It's time for another episode of the Raw Event Center. And now here's the man that will bring you all the wrestling action from Monday Night Raw, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Episode 2508, that's right, back and better than ever. I just returned. Ladies and gentlemen, I have made my return to streaming on the Raw Live Reaction. And first and foremost, though, I want to thank, I personally want to thank Jordan Little. I want to thank Jordan Little. I want to thank Brandon Martin, William Braun for welcoming me back with open arms after my mandatory sabbatical was done and over. Thank you so much. It's great to be back. I learned a lot. Sometimes you learn a lot of things during your sabbatical, and it was a great feeling. Also, I want to thank the both the boys for welcoming me back into the live chat. They missed me. They missed roasting me. I had a lot of fun, and I figured, hey, they roasted me. They mentioned Chuck E. Cheese. I said, "Oh, mention Chuck E. Cheese," and I'd be hitting the arcades every single time. And I sent Gary that Kane smashing the machine, and that would be me. Stand up, kid. There you go. Hold the hands on all the stuff. Kids are like, "Holy crap!" Oh, it's a lot of fun. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've been working on another project for the. As you know, my boy Anthony Hardy's been doing the Big League Slugger Baseball, taking a cue from me. So I figured, hey, why not do that? Ladies and gentlemen, I have done so far, before we get into the... Well, you know what? We're going to do it afterwards. We're going to do it afterwards. And I want to do it afterwards. I don't want to take a whole lot of time, because I want to talk about what happened on Monday Night Raw. Because it aired 2 in the afternoon. Everything worked out perfectly. We got to live react to Raw. We got to watch Bofus. And then I get to do my show. I got to do my tic-tac-toe, even though I suck. Probably I was in too much of a rush. That could be why I have the rotten records. But don't worry. There's always next week. And we're in a new month, a new day. Don't worry about a thing. So, let's talk. Let's talk about the fallout from Clash in Paris Part 1, ladies and gentlemen. We got some of the SmackDown. Now, remember, Clash in Paris is the final PLE for the Raw SmackDown rosters on Peacock. They're moving to ESPN. Already one match is already signed for WrestlePalooza on ESPN. I will get to that. So CM Punk is just waiting for Seth Rollins and possibly Becky Lynch. And Adam Pearce talks to CM Punk and said, "Well, so he said, I'll let you know when he's in the arena." It said Jey Uso decided to kick off Raw to address the Paris crowd about what happened to Roman Reigns and what happened in the world title match. Here comes LA Knight, interrupting Jey Uso, blaming Jey Uso for spoiling his opportunity for the championship. But then Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker came back to Paris after being ejected last night, so to speak, and they said, "Hey, listen, we're here to get rid of you two, and we're going to do that. How about you guys and us in a tag match?" And so the challenge has been issued. The challenge has been accepted. Alrighty then. So Adam Pearce made the match official. Io Sky was talking to the Kabuki Warriors, saying, "You guys need help? Oh, we don't need any help," and all that. There's still tension between Io and Asuka. I got a weird feeling about this. This is I get a hunch about this. This is Io and Asuka. There is going to be a match between the two of them. People want to see this matchup. So, and the Kabuki Warriors went up against the Judgment Day. That's right, of Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. Heck of a matchup between first matchup of the night. But the Kabuki Warriors possibly one step closer to becoming women's tag team champions. Remember, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss has the gold. Meanwhile, Adam Pearce addresses the women's world title. As you know, Naomi is vacated the title because she's going to be pregnant and she'll be out for 9 months or even more, probably more than a year. Be out on a maternity leave, basically. So, bearing that in mind, Adam Pearce did what I thought was the right thing to do, but the match will be at WrestlePalooza, 3 weeks. That's right. Well, actually, it'll be 2 weeks from this Saturday. That is right. This coming Saturday, it will be Io Sky and Stephanie Becker one-on-one for the women's world title. Like I said, it's going to be an interesting situation in that matchup. In that matchup with the Kabuki Warriors, you get the tension between Asuka and Io. So we shall see what happens in that situation. And CM Punk still waiting for Seth Rollins, pacing back and forth. Dragon Lee and Finn Balor went one-on-one. And this will be a dream matchup. You got one of the best in the European wrestling in Finn Balor. Meanwhile, Dragon Lee... one of the best luchadors, the future of Lucha Libre, J.D. McDonough, the winner of the Lord Farquaad lookalike contest, got involved, and Finn Balor took advantage of that and picked up the victory. Nikki Bella was talking to Io Sky. He says, Stephanie Becer's my girl, but I'm always rooting for you. You'll be one of the matchup. And then the Kabuki Warriors. I think Asuka's being a little bit too selfish. I think and the thing is that I can see where Asuka's perspective, because she's the oldest and she has the most experience and all that. Kairi and Io are a little bit younger than her, and then Kairi's trying to talk to Io and Nikki again, and Kairi. It seems like it's sort of almost like the situation with Paragon in AEW. Roderick Strong, yelling Kyle. It's almost like the same. It's almost like the same thing with Asuka. Asuka's being like Roderick Strong. And so Balor and, Finn Balor and J.D. McDonough were talking to Dominic Mysterio, celebrating their tag Balor's win. And Adam Pearce sees them and said, "Hey, I have an idea. Both of these two idiots are banned from ringside." And like, what? So... Finn Balor's got a smile on his face. You hope you got a plan. So there you go. And then in a 6-man tag team matchup, and Penta and the War Raiders joined up against Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller and the New Day. And heck of a matchup between these two teams. New Day held a funeral for the World Tag Team titles. A New Day, here's an idea. Try to work your way back up the stinking ladder and get the belts back from the Judgment Day. They have the belts. You want them? Take them. You want to earn respect? Listen, if Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston did not turn their backs on Big E back in December, mind you, maybe all this crap wouldn't have happened to them. Cheap as crow. New Day. Quit whining about the belts and try and work hard and get them back. If we were a team that is down in the dumps about losing the belts, say, hey, we got to stop feeling sorry for ourselves. We're going to get those belts back, and we're going to do whatever it takes. We need to send a message to the tag team division loud and clear. That's what I would have done. I would have smacked them both sides of their heads if I was the New Day's manager and said, guys, stop your whining. Stop your kvetching. Here's what you need to do. It's about time you send a message to every tag team on the planet. The Wyatt Six have been doing that on freaking SmackDown. Why don't you do it here on Raw? It's time for you guys to send a message loud and clear. Forget whining and crying. Go out and beat up some tag teams. If you have to, cause brawls in the back. I don't care. If Adam Pearce yelled at me, I say it's my fault. I told these guys to stop their whining and do something about it. Send a message loud and clear. Come on. Instead of whining and crying about the belts, do something about them, dummies. Anyways, and so Kathy Kelly, Penta and the War Raiders ended up winning that matchup. Kathy Kelly interviewed Rhea Ripley, and Rhea Ripley says that, I've still got my eye on the prize. the Kabuki Warriors interrupt Ripley. You say, you know what? A lot of attention. Asuka's listen. I got my eye on the. I like Io. I got my eye on the prize. Whoever wins that matchup, I'll face. And that was the main thing. And I think if Io retains the title, if Io wins the belt back, it'll be her and Ripley and the Kabuki Warriors. I think that's where I think the whole tension will happen. It'll get worse. And the Kabuki Warriors interrupt Ripley, and then Kairi Sane is trying to respect Rhea. Kairi! Oh. And Roxanne Perez, after losing, her and Raquel Rodriguez losing that match, confronts Adam Pearce and says, hey, I beat Io, I should be in this matchup. And then Adam Pearce, nah, you're not getting a shot. Hey, listen, you'll get your next shot. And then I beat Io Sky. I should get a shot in there. Why should she get a shot? They earned their shot. You need to earn yours. And then Lava Valkyrie says, hey, what's going on with Bayley? And then all of a sudden she starts arguing with both Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. He goes, you talk to Bayley. Bayley says some weird things, but she's okay. She's fine. You know what? I want a match against either one of those. Can you do that next week? Yeah. Okay. And he does it. Poor Adam Pearce. I'm glad you married Adam Pearce. If I were the general manager, I'm going, you ladies are driving me crazy here. Here's what we're going to do. All right. I'll tell you what. You want to earn your shot at the title. She's a former Intercontinental Champion. If you beat her, maybe I will put you in consideration for the Women's World title. You beat Io, that's great. But she's not the champion right now. I'll tell you what. The next major pay-per-view after WrestlePalooza, you'll get your shot at the title. That's what I would do, but whatever. So the Intercontinental title on the line. Dominic Mysterio defending against AJ Styles, and Dominic Mysterio didn't want to wait for the bell. He attacked AJ Styles before the bell, but then here comes El Grande Americano during the matchup. Tripped up AJ Styles, gave him a headbutt, knocked him out. Dominic Mysterio retains the Intercontinental title, and he has got his sights set on El Hijo del Vikingo next week, a week from this Friday. Worlds Collide, 10 p.m. on YouTube for the AAA Mega Championship. Well, if I were El Hijo del Vikingo, I would have said, hey, put the Intercontinental title up, child for title. Winner take all. That's what I would do. Let Vikingo is the new Intercontinental champion. Now, like I said about El Grande Americano, I love, the gimmick has been played out. I say this. We got two El Grande Americanos running around as well. Two masks, and probably like his minions or something like that. Here's the deal. We all know Ludwig Kaiser is under the mask. And here's the deal. Here's what I want to see. Ludwig Kaiser and the two Grande Americanos. We know that's New Catch Republic because we have not seen the Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne for quite a while. Here's the deal. Here's what I'm thinking should happen. One of these days, there should be a match. There should be a match against El Grande Americano against somebody. Loser loses the mask. Loser has to unmask. It's Ludwig Kaiser. Here's the deal. And the other two guys have to unmask. You're going to see Ludwig Kaiser, Pete Dunne, and Tyler Bate. They're going to be the new Imperium. They'll attack American Made. American Made will be faces, and boom, there you go. But, when Ilya Dragunov comes back from his injury, I see Ilya Dragunov joining up with Imperium. And then probably, or if not, leave the Imperium as a trio, have Dragunov focus on becoming the Intercontinental Champion. And go, I'll tell you what, here's the deal. I think this should be different. This should be different. I mean, Dragunov with the new improved Imperium with Kaiser as the leader. I think Gunther's going to do his thing when he comes back. Good idea. Here's the thing about Dragunov. When he comes back, here's the deal. Dominic Mysterio will be dominating his Intercontinental Championship. There's anyone out there that can beat me. Ilya Dragunov comes back, challenges him, beats him for the championship. I think Ilya Dragunov should be focused on, when he comes back, going after the Intercontinental Championship. That's my personal opinion on that. So, Jackie Redmond interviewed LA Knight about the tag match between Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. And Jey Uso interrupts Knight and said, hey, I got you. This is my family. It's about my family. They mess with my family, they're going to get it. CM Punk was talking to Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley apologizes to him, hey, I'm sorry you lost your title. And then Pierce interrupts them and tells them, hey, Seth Rollins is here. Where is he? You know what? I'm going out there. Then Rusev addresses Sheamus after the clash in Paris, after his victory. Rusev could be another threat to any championship now. Could be another, could be an Intercontinental title down the road. Who knows? CM Punk comes out and addresses Seth Rollins, but then Seth Rollins' music ended up being played, and Becky Lynch, the Women's Intercontinental Championship champion, interrupts Punk. She tells him off. He tells her off. Seth Rollins comes out and says, "Hey, you want me? Come get me." CM Punk went to go get him. Becky Lynch blocks him. She does that a couple of times, and then he goes by her. Seth Rollins walks to the back. He gets upset, but then Becky Lynch standing behind him, and Becky Lynch starts smacking around CM Punk. They said, "Girl, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that." Like I said, the WWE's going fishing, so are the fans. The fans are like big in this big fishing pole, and they're fishing. They're fishing. I'm telling you. And then Punk walks away, and Becky Lynch is running her mouth saying, "Bye." Well, that. And then Punk confronts Pierce and said, "Where are they?" They left. Where's SmackDown held in? Chicago. This is brilliant. What do you mean by that? Mind games. So, anyways, the main event tag match: LA Knight and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. What a fight! Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker ended up winning the matchup. They attacked Jey Uso after the matchup. Knight tries fighting back, but Braun Breaker spears him, and then Jimmy Uso came out with the steel chair. Could we see the reunion of the Usos? Who knows for sure what's going down? So, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, I am working on the Big League Slugger Baseball. I'm trying to bring that back. My boy Anthony Hardy's been doing it on his channel, which is great, and I gotta bring it back. And since I inspired him, which I am very, very happy to do so, what I decided to do was I gotta do some team revamping. I wrote down a list of teams that I revamped. The Dartmouth Dragons. So I'm going to start with the Eastern Conference. The Dartmouth Dragons, Dartmouth, Massachusetts, is represented by my former co-workers at Ruby Tuesday. So be me and my former co-workers. I'm going to be the team's DH for the Dartmouth Dragons. So I'm not going to mention any names because y'all going to be like, who's that? They're all former co-workers that I work with at Ruby Tuesday over the 15 years I've worked there. And the Freetown Knights will be my good church friends from over the 41 years I've attended the church, and also some people representing other churches that were always get together with us, associated with us over the years, over those 41 years. So there's that. But I will, again, I'm not going to mention names because y'all probably never heard of them. But you will get to hear of them when I play the games. So, but however, I will do it for the Manhattan Maulers. I will mention who I got because all the Manhattan Maulers are wrestlers currently on the Raw roster. All right, WWE superstars currently on the Raw roster. This is my starters for the Manhattan Maulers. So in the Eastern Conference, we'll have the DH in the lineup. All right, we'll have their DH. Rusev will be the DH. Bronson Reed will do the catching. Rhea Ripley will be the first baseman. Kairi Sane will be the second baseman. Becky Lynch will play third. Io Sky will be the shortstop. And from left to right, it'll be the New Day and Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller will take left field. Xavier Woods got the center, and Kofi Kingston will be on right field. On your bench, you got Sheamus, Stephanie McCare, Braun Breaker, Roxanne Perez, Otis, Jey Uso, Gunther, Nikki Bella, and Raquel Rodriguez. Our starting rotation for the Manhattan Maulers: CM Punk, Asuka, Akira Tozawa, Finn Balor, and Ludwig Kaiser. Meanwhile, in the bullpen, it will be AJ Styles, Penta, Natalya, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins will be the closer for the team. So that. So So the Hartford Titan. Now, the reason why I chose the city Manhattan, held the first Raw back in 1993. Now, the Hartford Titans, Hartford, Connecticut. The reason why I chose Hartford because Hartford aired the first emanated on the first SmackDown, the pilot episode of SmackDown back in April of '99, emanated from Hartford. So this is the current SmackDown roster. John Cena, even though he's retiring, I'll replace him with someone else, is the designated hitter right now. Solo Sikoa will be doing the catch, and Tala Tonga of the MFTs will play first base. I'll probably, once John Cena officially retires, I'm going to replace him at DH with Tala Tonga, and I will put Nia Jax playing first base from the bench. Right now, Tala Tonga will be playing first base for them. Kiana James will play second base. Tiffany Stratton will be the third baseman. Julia will be the shortstop. And the outfield, Damian Priest in left field, R-Truth in center, Montez Ford in right field. Right about now, the bench will be Nia Jax, Jacob Fatu, Alexa Bliss, Michin, Ray Phoenix, Angelo Dawkins, Drew McIntyre, Piper Niven, and Zelina Vega. The starting rotation, SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis, Alex Shelley, Zelina Vega, Santos Escobar, and Randy Orton round out the starting rotation. In the bullpen, Johnny Gargano, Chris Sabin, The Miz, Chelsea Green, and Shinsuke Nakamura will be your closer. And the Orlando Nexus will be NXT. And the reason why I chose the Nexus is because the original NXT Season 1 was where the Nexus came from with Wade Barrett. So, Obafemi will be the DH, and Jordan Grace will play catcher. Zarya will play first base. Ariana Grace will play second base. Blake Monroe will play third. Lola Vice, the shortstop. Dion Lennox of Dark State will be left field. Javon Evans in center, and Trick Williams in right field. Nikita Lyons, Carmen Petrovic, Fia Hale, So Ruka, Ethan Page, Miles Bourne, Cutler James, Josh Briggs, and Osiris Griffin will be on the bench. And starting rotation, Yoshiki Inamura, Channing Stacks Lorenzo, Ricky Saints, JC Jane, and Alexis King round out the rotation. Ren Sinclair, Fallon Henley, Tony D'Angelo, Adriana Rizzo, and Jada Parker will be the closer for the Orlando Nexus. The Jacksonville Elite, obviously, AEW Ring of Honor. Let's talk about Big Bill as the DH, Samoa Joe catching. Megan Bain will play first base. The timeless one, Tony Storm, will play second base. Harley Cameron will be the third baseman. Mina Shirakawa will be the shortstop. Meanwhile, Ricochet will play left, Shelton Benjamin in center, and Bobby Lashley in right field. Riding the bench will be Hikaru Shida, Layla Gray, Sky Blue, Willow Nightingale, Tomohiro Ishii, Chris Statlander, Shane Taylor, Julia Hart, and John Silver. Johnny Hungy, the Meat Man. My starting rotation will be John Moxley, Konosuke Takeshita, Jamie Hayter, MJF, and Kyle Fletcher. Meanwhile, the bullpen's got Will Yuta, Tekla, Kazuchika Okada, Will Ospreay, Ed, Mike, Speedball Mike Bailey. I might be making a few omissions. Let me know if I am. So, the Western Conference I have not completed yet, but I will tell you what I'm going to do. And the Nashville Impact, all about TNA. AJ Frank. Now the DH is in the West Conference. There'll be no DH in the lineup. Pitchers back. This is the old school one, but I do have a DH for each of them on the bench. Meanwhile, AJ Francis, Indy Hartwell. AJ Francis is doing the catching. Indy Hartwell will play first base. Alicia Edwards of the system plays second base. Tessa Blanchard will play third. Lei Ying Lee will be the shortstop. Joe Hendry in left. Leon Slater in center, and Myron Reed will be in the right field. Moose will be the DH for the team when there's a DH when the DH is available. Ash by Elegance, Steph DeLander, Mance Warner, Keller Kelly, Cassie Lee, and Jessica McKay of the Inspiration. Rich Swan, Danny Luna, Cedric Alexander, and Mike Santana will be on the bench. Starting rotation: Eric Young, Trey Miguel, Steve Macklin, Matt Hardy, and Zaya Brookside. And the bullpen: Zachary Wentz, Mustafa Ali, Casey Navarro, Jeff Hardy, and Frankie Kazarian will be the closer. Now, the Portland Pipers. I went to originally go to the Portland Punks, but I said these are legends and free agent wrestlers. Some are Hall of Famers, and here's the deal. I decided Punks was not the perfect name, but I figured out Portland Pipers to honor the late, great Roddy Piper. And Carissa Rivera, formerly known as Electra Lopez, will be catching. Karrion Kross, I should go back to Killer Kross, will be playing first base. Scarlett Bordeaux, his wife, will be playing second. Priscilla Kelly, formerly known as Gigi Dolan, will be third baseman. Molina will be the shortstop. Donovan Dijak will be in left field. Davey Boy Smith Jr. will be in center. And Braun Strowman will be the right fielder. Meanwhile, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, will be the DH. You got the Big Show, Casey Catanzaro. Mickey James, Nikki Blackheart, one of the independent wrestlers, who was gorgeous. Look her up. Will be also on the bench. C.J. Perry, formerly known as Lana. Luke Gallows, now Natalia Markova. Lacey Evans, Mandy Rose, and The Undertaker will be on the bench. Meanwhile, the starting rotation will be Maki Ito, EC3, Isla Dawn, Saraya, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. For your bullpen, Matt Riddle, Kayla Braxton, Sue Young, Rachel Ellering, and Zack Sabre Jr. will be the closer for the Portland Pipers. Now, the Reno Rockers, all musicians, ladies and gentlemen. All musicians. Jelly Roll will be doing the catching. Mariah Carey playing first. Jerry Halliwell, the Spice Girls, playing second base, while Jessica Simpson takes third. Demi Lovato will be the shortstop. Justin Timberlake will be in left field. Bobby Brown, of New Edition, will be in center. And Nick Lachey will be the right fielder. The DH on the bench will be Joey Fatone, should the DH could come up. Donnie Wahlberg, formerly of the New Kids on the Block, John Bon Jovi. Tommy Lee, Bebe Rexha. Katy Perry, Nick Carter, of Backstreet Boys, Chris Kirkpatrick, and Sync, of the Backstreet Boys, Brian Luttrell. Jennifer Lopez, and Toby Mac. I send Adam in there. Simon, for the starting rotation, Simon LeBon of Duran Duran, Kylie Minogue, Victoria Beckham, the Spice Girls, Shakira, and Kevin Richardson of the Backstreet Boys round out the rotation. Bullpen, Amy Grant, Michael W. Smith, AJ McClain, the Backstreet Boys, JC Chazé of NSYNC, and Lisa Scott Lee of Steps will be the closer for the Reno Rockers. Now, I am going with the Hollywood Hitmen. The Hollywood Hitmen, that's right. They will be all actors. And the Beverly Hills Vixens will be all actresses and female athletes. I'm probably going to do that. And finally, the Malibu Comments will be all Power Ranger actors and actresses for the past 30 years. For the past 30 years. I'll probably add a little Super Sentai actors in there. Who knows? Who knows what I'm going to come up with? So that is right now for right now what I'm doing. So that is all the time that we have on the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. I got nothing else to do tonight. I'm all set with everything. Like, again, I want to thank Jordan, Brandon, and William for welcoming me back to the live stream. Appreciate you guys being there. I want to thank the Bopus for welcoming me back to the live chat. I have done what I did to do. I paid my price, paid my sentence. And yeah, I want to thank Chayton too for welcoming me back as well. I joked around. I said we're gonna get buried. We're gonna get flagged and all this. We always have a lot of. I always have a lot of fun. So I will continue on though. I think on this thing. So we'll see what happens. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you on the next episode tomorrow. We got some high rollers, some NXT, and who knows what's gonna happen next. So. Until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. Well, yeah. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and do it for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.